This week we start out in Kansas touring a classic hunting property called Switzler Creek. Then we join one of our Hayden brokers on horseback in Big Sky Country, moving cattle and living life on the land. Next we head down to Colorado where Hayden broker John Harity takes us on a tour of a very productive irrigated farm with a beautiful home. And finally we go to Dodge City, Kansas and go behind the scenes at Winter Livestock, a first-rate cattle auction.
Since the founding fathers, the love of the land is something buried deep inside of us.
Good morning.
It is our heritage, our history, our passion. And we are its greatest stewards.
Let's go. Get close.
If you ever take time to get away, spend some time in a setting like this, you'll realize what you've been missing.
From the smallest blades of grass to the widest of nature's wonders, this is who we are. This is Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. This portion of Life on the Land is brought to you by JetIt, private, fast, smart. Gunwerks, 1,000 yards out of the box. Revic, revolutionary optics. Maverick blinds, a lifetime of hunting. Greeley Hat Works, we start with better bodies. Hooray Grills, you dream it, we can cook it. Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering, envision, design, build. Kryptek, battlefield to backcountry. Polaris, think outside. Ag America, innovators, educators, land lenders. Eukanuba, performance nutrition.
Well, my favorite part of this Switzler farm and hunt property is all the scattered food plots that's already here.
We're at the Switzler Creek Farm and Hunt today.
And we're sitting on 480 acres of prime hunting property. It's got income. It's got 100 acres of tillable land, 285 acres of grass. The rest is a remaining of timbers and creek bottoms. The 100 acres of tillable is split up in 5-6 different plots around the property. So they're basically like 10 to 20 acre food plots. You don't have to go in and build your food plots, they're already there. They're surrounded by timber, water, creek. It's the perfect setup for a hunting property. Plus you've got income from the tillable.
Well, my name's Doug Bolton. We're on my grandparents' farm that they left to my dad. My dad left it to his 3 boys, me and my 2 brothers. And it's in Osage County, Kansas, just about 4 miles west of Burlingame. So we got 480 acres, plus or minus. It's a good piece of ground. Well, Grandpa was kind of an old school farmer. So he had livestock, he had cattle, he had pigs, and he raised basically corn and sorghum, or milo, and just fed it back and cow-calved and marketed them, put up a little bit of hay on the pasture ground. Yeah, I remember as a kid starting out, you know, we'd take off with the 22s, and we might come back with a rabbit or 2 or a squirrel. And one time my brother shot a turtle off one of the ponds, took it back to the house, and guess what we had for supper? The guy that rents it now cow-calves it, and he raises beans and corn on it. I suppose that the hunting rights in itself could be some form of income, as well as there's a lot of timber on here. And I know my parents, they marketed some of the walnut trees on here. They got good money for that. Well, it's certainly a privilege to own it. It's just something my grandparents wanted to do for us. They wanted to leave us a piece of God's green earth. And so it means a lot to me just to say it's ours, and to be able to come out here and walk it and look at it and feel it and enjoy it. It's just it's really special to have a nice piece of land like this.
For more information about Switzler Creek Farm and Hunt, contact Shad Sheldon directly at HaydenOutdoors.com.
The Climber, a new ultralight design by Gunwerks. The Climber is the pinnacle of lightweight, long-range design. Design yours at Gunwerks.com.
Your work is your ethic. Your handshake is your bond. Your word will outlive you. There's only so much you can leave behind in this life. Make your land your legacy. Landowners nationwide trust Western Heritage with their land enhancement and development. No matter what the project is, Western Heritage will make sure your future is in good hands. Your own. Born out of necessity, the Hooray Grill was created for the individual who appreciates quality craftsmanship, fellowship, and a true appreciation for the outdoors. Not just another disposable product. The Hooray Grill is reminiscent of a generation when quality stood the test of time and camaraderie was truly valued. Designed together, time well spent deserves a Hooray Grill.
I'm Brett Favre, host of Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, Life on the Land. For 20 years in the NFL, my life was always on the go, and my schedule was controlled by someone else. Now that I own my own time, I fly with JetIt. JetIt allows me to maximize my life's experiences. Thanks to JetIt, I can enjoy my favorite activities of hunting, fishing, and recording my new television show. JetIt, private, fast, smart.
This segment of Life on the Land is brought to you by Gunwerks, 1,000 yards out of the box. Revic, revolutionary optics. Kryptek, battlefield to backcountry.
Hi, I'm Dottie Stepp, and we're out here in the Centennial Valley, and we're gonna head out and gather up some cows to push to higher country for fall grass and fall grazing purposes. I moved to Ennis, Montana when I was a young girl and lived on a ranch. Spent all my time pretty much with horses and dogs. In the summers, out riding bareback. Kind of free range, I guess, since I was a little girl. I just wanted to take my ranch and recreational background and kind of turn it into a business and help people to find their dream properties and be able to enjoy their dreams as I have and see the life that I lead and give them the opportunity. So just, to help people get out there and find, a property that meets their needs. Hayden Outdoors is a great company that helps sell the land. They sell a lot, of ranches and recreational land, which is something that I love, being out a horseback in God's country, with my dogs and my husband. For me, life just doesn't really get any better than that, and I want to be able to share that life with others because it is, a great thing. A lot of people don't understand with ranching, it's not a 9 to 5. There's no sick days, there's nothing like that, because there are chores that always have to be done and livestock that needs tending to. So, for me, it's more of a passion thing. And, my husband always says, Caleb always says that it's, you never have to work a day in your life if you love what you do. And there's a lot to that, and a lot of people don't understand, why you'd be out here when it's 20 below And the reality is you do it for the days that it's dead quiet and there's a lot of peace in the air, and all of a sudden it's dark and you hear the bull elk bugling in the background and just the sound of your horse's hooves on the grass. There's actually a lot of large ranches, a lot of large cattle ranches, family ranches that have been passed down from generation to generation, which is really cool because it really does show a whole different way of life out here. In this part of the state especially, you know, there's lots of big open country, lots of places have kind of their summer ground and then, you know, fall. Then once fall kind of hits in, then they move back to their home places. The Centennial is a prime example of that, as there's multiple families up here that, you know, summer their cows and then push them home in the fall. For me, there's lots of things that set Hayden Outdoors apart. You know, they have a very strong ranch and recreational marketing program. They market both nationally, internationally. They have a national TV show. And, you know, really it's just about getting maximum exposure for all of your properties, and Hayden Outdoors definitely rocks that and brings it home. And it's not just a company that sells the land, it's a family, and that's a really nice change. Out here, you know, the thing about Hayden is it definitely lives and breathes the recreational lifestyle. They're all about life on the land. Over in the Ennis area, you know, there's lots of, they do have the Madison River, which is a blue ribbon trout fishing. Lots of people come to fish the river, catch, you know, nice big browns or rainbow trout. Also, you know, there's lots of four-wheeling right out of Ennis on one side of the valley, and the other side they've kind of kept motor free. So if you're more wanting to go out and enjoy, you know, hiking and riding your horse, then that's great on the other side of the valley, and you're just barely over the mountain from Big Sky, which is a great, you know, ski resort, lots of different runs. And also, you know, we're just right, only about 60 miles from Yellowstone Park, so I always feel like that's a huge draw as well. For me, land is a point of hard work and conservation. You know, we wouldn't have all of the great things that we have now had our ancestors, you know, not taking care of what we have here. And the one thing about land is they're not making any more of it. What we have here is what's always going to be here. So, you know, it's about conserving it and making sure that we take care of it so that we will have it for generations to come.
The altitude line and series, the rain gear, the soft shell, the lightweight pants, they all performed extremely well. It's shoulder fabric, and you get a really nice blend of durability and also performance. And the colorations are done for mountain hunting, specifically above the tree line. I think that the hardcore mountain hunters are really going to appreciate how well it performs, durability, and the function.
Maverick's two-piece design and lighter weight allows you to place it where other hard-sided blinds can't go. Practical, durable, dependable.
Maverick blinds, a lifetime of hunting.
Since 1976, Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has grown to over 100 brokers and agents, offering unparalleled real estate marketing services in multiple states. Recognized by the Land Report annually as one of America's best brokerages and as one of America's fastest growing companies by Inc. 5000, Hayden Outdoors is the brand that sells the land. This segment of Life on the Land is brought to you by JetIt, private, fast, smart. Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering. Envision, design, build.
My name is John Harity. I'm with Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, and today we're featuring the Scold Farm. It's located about 18 miles north of Haxton, Colorado, and about 18 miles from Holyoke, Colorado. And it consists of 320 acres, 89 acres of dryland farmland, about 205 acres of irrigated farmland.
Wayne Skold, my wife Alice. My dad and aunt felt my grandpa landed here in about 1902. This is a homestead property, and so it's been in the Skold family since 1911. And my grandpa was here, and then my dad, and now me. And that's how we got that century status. That means a farm has been in the same family for over 100 years. I've worked the farm all my life. We had cattle and a small feedlot, and it's a combination of irrigated dryland farming, raising corn, wheat, soybeans, forage, and we had a small cow herd and a small feedlot for a while. So we had capacity for 350 to 400 head, and we'd probably feed 600 in a year. I had a cow herd, small cow herd, about 140 cows that we calved out and used them a lot on after feed. And the corrals are in pretty good shape, in excellent shape actually, and we did a lot of reworking. The feed bunks are very usable. We've got 2 wells on the place. The one that feeds mainly the feedlot and the cow herd, have another well here that feeds my house and shop, and they are hooked together, and I can open a valve and keep water on the whole place with the other well. I built the home in 1982-83. Moved in the spring of '83. It's really a solid home. It was built by a local contractor.
The overall square footage is 5,025. We have 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. It's a 3-story house. We have entertained lots and lots of people, quantities of people. During pheasant hunting, many times on the weekends, we'll have 17 people spend the night, and I feed everyone. And for holidays, we've had 35 people stay for 4 days. I also love our massive bedroom upstairs with the ensuite right there. That's a good getaway. And downstairs is a wonderful place for entertaining and TV watching, football watching.
A lot of pool. The shop, the building was put in 2001, 2002. We finished it off. It's a 60 by 120 building. There's a wall in the middle, and I got a shop in the west end. It's got a cement floor, and it's got heat in the floor. 2 zones. One, there's a little office that's on a little different zone for heat, and then the shop itself is on another zone, and got good lights in there, and it's a solid structure. You can put storage up above the office. Grain storage. There are 8 big bins, some smaller bins that I don't really count, but there's about 200,000 bushel of storage. 6 of the bins have drying floors. 2 of the bins, one's a little bigger than the other, have pits under them. The drying floor bins probably hold 20 to 22,000 bushel apiece. The one pit storage is about 26,000, and the other pit storage is about 38,000. We've got air under all of them. The 6 drying floor bins have a device called the Century Pack. As a kid, I can tell you about going out there to milk cows. I went to college, my dad sold the cows. And I came back and he asked me if we wanted cows, and I said, you can get cows if you want to, but I'm not milking them. We've enjoyed the place.
Right.
But I'll be 75 in January, and it's getting a little too big.
For more information about Skold Farm, contact John Harity directly at HaydenOutdoors.com. You're watching Life on the Land, presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. If you're interested in selling your farm or ranch, looking for land valuation or improvement, or are wanting to purchase your next property, give the team at Hayden Outdoors a call at 970-674-1990 or visit us at HaydenOutdoors.com.
Introducing the PMR 428 by Revic. We've integrated a ballistic solver, weather station, and heads-up display for the fastest full ballistic solution available. Just dial the elevation turret to your range, apply wind correction, and score first shot hits beyond a mile. Revic Optics. Revolution in sight. For consumer direct pricing, visit RevicOptics.com.
This segment of Life on the Land is brought to you by Polaris. Think outside. Ag America. Innovators, educators, land lenders. Greeley Hat Works. We start with better bodies.
Winter Livestock was my grandfather's original business, and in 1936 he moved to Dodge City and purchased a livestock auction here in Dodge City. He sold 29,000 cattle that first year and took a partner, one of his neighbors from Calvesta, Ted McKinley, and they were partners till the 1970s with the largest year selling about 400,000 cattle. This was prior to 1936. This was J.C. Renner's place. And this was the original building, which is still partially in the back. We built the new building over the top of it, never missed a sale. You can see where they loaded the cattle right on the trains off the back of the alleys, and we just took those out in Lahana 2 years ago. What we hang our hat on is the live cattle auction, which you'll see a lot of that today. We're going to have about 3,500 to 4,000 cattle today. So we're going to have some really nice cattle from area producers. No big difference between your Black Angus and Red Angus, but it's just nice to feature some of these higher quality local producers and the work they put into their calf crop. A lot of these guys are all going to have a double vaccination. Real outstanding genetics on their cows and high dollar bulls that they go out and produce from or get from seed stock producers. All the cattle come in through the west side here at Winter Livestock. We've got our trailer docks that you'll see the farmers will pull right through, and one of our employees will help them unload their cattle and check them in. And that's when it starts. We do a timestamp and a ranch location head count. And when you get the card, and then it goes to the next guy. Once the cattle get unloaded, they go to the sorting alley in the back and get looked at to be sorted for steers or heifers and size. And then we put them in the order of the sale. So what they're doing right now is, as you can see, there's 3 gates, the 1, 2, and a buy. The head sorter is looking at the cattle as they walk by him. Just like we said earlier, you're probably going to have 6 sorts on them. You're going to have steers and heifers, and your light, middle, and big size on them to go through the ring. They'll go through about 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's 9 o'clock now. Then they go to the pens. As you can see, we got about 500 pens here. And they're all fed a Flint Hills prairie hay. Every pen has water in them for comfort of the cattle. But logistically, that's what all the 40 guys are doing, are bringing them in and getting them out so that the customers on the inside can sit in comfort and watch the cattle go through, be weighed, and be sold, and create value for their cattle. The other side of the sale today, and what we see here in Dodge and Pratt, is a lot of feeder cattle, which would be this calf product that goes back out to the producer, and he grows them up to a 700 to 800 pound range. And at that point, if they want to retain ownership, they'll go to a feed yard. The guys that want to turn their feeder calf crop into cash, that's where we come in. We set up the day for the producers to come in and bring their cattle, and we'll have multiple buyers bidding on their cattle, which creates an active, competitive marketplace, which we feel provides the best take-home dollars for the product, especially if you got a good one. I mean, you want to get them in front of people and have some competition.
So 26, 104 on straight away.
So we'll have anywhere from 400 to 600 transactions, and they all need pinned properly so they can go out and all the paperwork match. And that's every week, right at 150,000 cattle annually now through this facility, and that's on 50 sale days. So it's about 3,000 head a week.
Black cabbage is 74.
We'll come in, be unloaded, sorted, pinned, fed, and watered, sold through the ring to the highest bidder, and pinned back to into their pen for their trucks to come pick them up at their discretion. It looks like it's smooth and easy, but underneath we're paddling like crazy, and it's a lot of work. We have a great staff. You know, we have about 250 employees company-wide, and be about 50 here in Dodge City, Kansas, and we enjoy being part of the community and being part of agriculture, part of the farmers and ranchers' life and their cycle that they have in their earning cycle for the year. We appreciate our part in that segment and hope it continues for many generations to go.